Hampshire. Through hard work and dedication, I will graduate with a real diploma in June. I am a person that tries to be 21. You might call this Down syndrome, but I am so much more than what you might assume beyond my genetic disorder. I am a person, a worthy, capable, smart young man. I speak French, read music, play piano, football, and basketball. My genetic disorder means that sometimes I need extra support and help, but I will continue learning and growing to take my place in our beautiful state of New Hampshire. I am excited to have a career, but I will need extra help to become a tax-paying citizen. If you allow any cuts to the Department of Health and Human Services budget, you are directly hurting my chances of becoming employed in a meaningful way. I have friends who are much less able of caring for themselves. Some don't use words to communicate and can't run. Their families struggle every day to make sure they don't lose the skills they've learned in school. Cutting the Department of Health and Human Services budget says we and I and we are not worthy of the extra support we need. It is unkind and it is immoral. We are worthy and you need to keep investing in us because we matter.
Congratulations. I wanted to say congratulations upon your impending graduation. That's a job very well done. You're welcome. Okay, Lucy, you got trouble following that, and following that is Rowan Bowman Freed. You're his mother, yes?
Yes. Dear members of the House Finance Committee, my name is Lisa Beaudoin, and I appreciate this opportunity to respectfully but firmly request to you to fully fund New Hampshire's Department of Health and Human Services budget as proposed by the Governor, or better yet, take the bold action of allocating additionally funds to our state's most vulnerable citizens and eliminate the wait list. My son Forrest just spoke really well for himself, and he has a variety of aspirations for his future. However, my son doesn't drive and may never acquire that skill. Currently, the Bureau of Developmental Services in DHHS offers transportation for people who experience special needs, who graduate from high school with a diploma and a job, so that they can keep that job when school districts no longer provide the transportation. If members of the New Hampshire House of Representatives cut DHHS's budget, you are choosing to threaten programs that provide transportation to young people who need a ride to work, and you are threatening my son's ability to provide for himself and to make his way in this world. In 1975, the New Hampshire State Legislature passed RSA 171A, laying groundwork for DHHS to have a service system. The New Hampshire Legislature is obligated to properly finance it. Beyond New Hampshire's legal requirements, it is unconscionable not to fully fund the Department of Health and Human Services. My son and others are vulnerable not because they have developmental disabilities, they are vulnerable because of our society regards them as less than worthy of our support because of who they are fundamentally. The action of cutting funding to the DHHS is the consequence of having a mindset that says people with developmental disabilities are not quite worthy of the basic supports and services that they need. I strongly urge you not to participate in cutting funding to DHHS. My son is worthy of getting the extra help he needs to take his place in our beautiful state. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And Rowan, are you his fourth brother?
Yes.
Welcome. You will be followed by Susan Markovitz, who's represented the addict's mom.
Yeah, Dear Representative Ober, I appreciate your consideration of my testimony. My name is Rowan Beaudoin, I am 16 years old, and I live in Temple, New Hampshire. I am speaking to ask that you fully fund the Department of Health and Human Services budget as proposed by Governor Cassie. My brother Forrest, whom you have already met, is 19 years old. He is a hardworking human being who is affected by trisomy 21. Forrest spends a lot of time doing homework for school. He's a busy senior at Conval taking all regular education classes and will be graduating this closing semester. When not tending to his studies, Forrest practices piano, speaks with me in French, watches YouTube, and researches archaeological finds and digs to discuss at dinner. He pursues what he is interested in because that is how my family has raised him. However, after he graduates from Conval, he will need supports and services from the Department of Health and Human Services with finding a job, continuing to learn, and becoming an autonomous contributing member in our community. When you cut funding to the Department of Health and Human Services, you are directly jeopardizing my brother's opportunity to participate in society. Instead of promoting a society of intolerance and ignorance, please support my brother Forrest in becoming a valued member of society by fully funding the Department of Health and Human Services budget as proposed by the governor.
Thank you for coming.